like and subscribe, and leave a comment below. Time pirates. The bustling streets of 16th century Venice are alive with the sounds of commerce and chatter. Suddenly, a shimmering portal tears open in the middle of the plaza, and out step the infamous time pirates. Led by the ruthless B.N.Rocker, they move swiftly through the crowd, heading straight for the Medici hourglass, an ancient artifact rumored to control the flow of time. "Move it, lads," Bick commands. "We have a timeline to rewrite." As they grab the artifact, alarms ring out. The local guards, armed with primitive weapons, are no match for the pirates' advanced technology. Just as Bick and his crew are about to leap back through the portal, a group of time guardians materializes, led by the determined and battle-hardened Captain Emily Carter. "Stop them!" Emily yells, with her plasma sword igniting. A fierce battle erupts, but Bick and his crew manage to escape through the portal with the Medici hourglass. Back in their hidden lair, a temporal rift, Bick inspects the Medici hourglass. "With this, we can bend time to our will," he declares. Meanwhile, the Time Guardians regroup. Emily reviews the damage caused by the recent temporal disruptions. The Guardians track the pirates to ancient Egypt, where Bick and his crew are attempting to harness the power of the pyramids. The Guardians arrive just in time to ambush them, and another intense battle ensues among the ancient tombs. The air is filled with the clash of plasma swords and the hum of energy weapons. "You're meddling in forces beyond your understanding, Rocker," Emily shouts during their duel. Bick smirks, parrying her attack. "That's the fun part, isn't it?" The pirates narrowly escape once more, but not without leaving a trail of destruction. Their next destination is in Victorian England, where they hide the Medici hourglass. Emily and her team follow them, only to find themselves confronted by the local mob boss. "Stay together," she warns, but the team is soon separated. Emily manages to fight through the boss's thugs and confronts Bick in the grand hall. "This ends now," she declares, charging at him. "You're right about that," Bick replies, triggering a hidden trap that sends Emily and her team plummeting into a time loop. They struggle to break free as Bick and his crew slip through another portal. The Guardians manage to escape the time loop just in time to track the pirates to their final destination, the heart of a collapsing temporal rift. Here, the fabric of reality itself is unstable, with pieces of different eras swirling around them. Bick stands at the core, the Medici hourglass glowing in his hands. "With this power, we'll control all of time," he declares to his crew. Emily arrives. "Not if I can help it," she vows. An epic showdown ensues, with the very essence of time at stake. Bick and Emily clash in a fierce duel, their every move sending ripples through the rift. The battle is intense, filled with near misses and desperate strikes. Just as Emily seems to gain the upper hand, Bick reveals his trump card, a secondary artifact that amplifies the hourglass's power. Using the combined power of both artifacts, Bick creates a massive temporal wave that disrupts the Guardians' technology, leaving them vulnerable. "This isn't over, Rocker," Emily shouts as she's forced to retreat with her team, as the rift collapsed around them. In their hidden lair within the temporal rift, the time pirates are celebrating their latest victory. The room is filled with laughter and the clinking of glasses as they toast to their newfound power. Their booty sits on the table, glowing with immense energy. Suddenly, the lights flicker, and the holographic screens around the room display static. Bick looks up, puzzled. "What's going on?" he demands. Athena, their AI assistant, reports an unauthorized access attempt on their systems. A shadowy figure materializes on the main screen. "Greetings, Rocker," the figure says, with their voice dripping with malice. "I am a temporal wraith, and I have been watching you. Impressive heist, but you've meddled with forces you cannot control." The pirates scramble to trace the signal, but it's untraceable. The Wraith reveals that he is from a timeline where the misuse of temporal artifacts led to the destruction of reality itself. He warns that if Bick continues, they will face a similar fate. Bick replies, "We've beaten everyone who stood in our way. You'll be no different." The Wraith smirks. "I am not here to stop you, but to warn you. Use the artifacts wisely or face annihilation." With that, the transmission ends, leaving the pirates in an uneasy silence. Despite the ominous warning, Bick is undeterred. We move forward, prepare for the next heist. The more we control, the less anyone can threaten us. The crew begins preparations. Meanwhile, at the galactic headquarters, Captain Emily Carter and her Time Guardians recover from their recent defeat. Emily reviews footage of the temporal wraith's warning they intercepted. This wraith could be a problem, she thought. Emily decides to investigate, leading her team to a forgotten timeline known for housing ancient texts on temporal manipulation, uncovering a library of forbidden knowledge. As they explore, they find references to the temporal wraith, revealing him to be a time guardian turned rogue after his timeline's collapse. Back at the Time Pirate's lair, Bick and his crew launch their next mission to steal the chrono crystal from a heavily fortified future city. Just as they secure the crystal, an unexpected twist unfolds. The temporal wraith appears in person, attacking both the pirates and the city's defenders. In the chaos, Bick realizes the wraith's true motive: to absorb the power of the temporal artifacts for himself, ensuring no timeline remains stable. Emily, arriving with her guardians, form a temporary alliance with the Time Pirates to fend off the wraith. They manage to drive him back, but he escapes, vowing to return stronger. As the dust settles, Bick and Emily face each other, weapons drawn. Instead of fighting, Bick nods, acknowledging her efforts. This isn't over, Guardian, but for now, we have a common enemy. Emily agrees. Until we meet again, Rocker. The pirates and Guardians retreat to their respective bases, both sides knowing that the battle for control over time is far from over. The temporal wraith has grown stronger, absorbing the power of various temporal artifacts. The timeline is in chaos, with eras bleeding into each other. The skies above ancient Rome are filled with futuristic drones, and dinosaurs roam the modern-day streets of Tokyo. Rocker knows that a final confrontation is inevitable. Bick, aboard the Time Pirates' flagship, the Tempest Raider, rallies his crew. This is it, mates, the final battle. We either end the wraith, or he ends everything. The crew cheers, their spirits high despite the overwhelming odds. Meanwhile, Emily briefs her Time Guardians. We've tracked the wraith to the temporal nexus where all timelines converge. It's a battleground like no other. Stick together and trust your training. Both factions converge at the temporal nexus, a swirling vortex of time and space. The wraith stands at the center, surrounded by a halo of stolen temporal energy. Welcome to the end of time, he hisses. An intense, multi-layered battle erupts. The Time Pirates and Time Guardians fight side by side, their combined efforts barely holding off the wraith's power. The battlefield is chaotic, as the Time Pirates and the Guardians use the might of Earth's historical warriors, cyborgs, and futuristic siege machines, clashing with the wraith in an epic struggle to exist. Bick and Emily reach the wraith, engaging him in a fierce three-way duel. The wraith's power seems insurmountable, but Bick's cunning and Emily's precision force him to expend more energy than he anticipated. In a desperate move, the wraith unleashes a temporal shockwave, sending Bick and Emily hurtling through various timelines. They experience fleeting moments in different eras, each more dangerous than the last, before landing back in the Nexus, battered but undeterred. Bick realizes the key to defeating the wraith lies in disrupting his connection to the artifacts. He devises a plan to overload the Medici Hourglass artifact, creating a feedback loop that will sever the wraith's power. They fight their way to the artifacts, placing them in a temporal field generator with the hourglass. As the feedback loop builds, the wraith becomes frantic, his control slipping. The feedback loop reaches critical mass, and the wraith is engulfed in a burst of temporal energy. With a final scream, he is pulled into the vortex, his form shattered. The temporal nexus begins to stabilize, and the chaotic merging of timelines ceases. "You fought well, Guardian," Bick says, extending a hand. "You too, pirate," Emily replies. Just as they part ways, a faint echo of the wraith's laughter could be heard. As Bick and Emily exchange worried glances, they realize this is far from over. This is not goodbye, nor the end. Until the story continues, my friends, B.N.Rocker.